Good morning everybody, and welcome to an absolutely gross morning here in mid-north SA. Yeah, it is absolutely awful out there this morning, guys. It is blowing a gale, there's dust and crap blowing around everywhere, but I just had a few nozzles I wanted to clean out on the sprayer here. They just didn't really look like they were spraying all that well when I was out, and some pelican managed to overflow the chemical tank the other day with a few litres, so I want to wash that off. I did already rinse it, but I want to wash it again, but I'm not going to do it now with all this dust and crap blowing around, because yeah, dirt and stuff's just going to stick to it. So we'll just park it back up here and get on with something else, I think. So look, the plan of attack today is to start seeding. But I've got a couple of jobs to get out of the way first. We've got some seed and fert in the truck, and then in the air seeder we'll have some calibrations to do, and yeah, hopefully we can get stuck into it. I don't really love dry seeding when it's this windy, but don't really have much of a choice because we got to get started. There is just dust and rubbish sweeping off the driveway out here. It's, like I said, it's not a real nice day. But you know, I heard a very fitting quote a while ago, and it was, there's no such thing as bad weather, it's just your attitude towards it. So I need an attitude adjustment. Well, I think we might need some air for this thing before we go anywhere. Tasty dust. My eyes are enjoying a bit of a crunch on it as well. Alright, we'll get this thing up the shed, check some tyre pressures and throw some grease in that back pivot. And we'll go dump this thing off. I'll show you guys what's going on with it. It's a weird time of year at the moment. The air's cold, the morning's freezing cold, the sun comes out and the sun is hot. Heats everything up really quick in the cabs. If you're working out in it, you just get hot. It's really annoying because you just don't know what to wear. One minute you're cold and you want your jacket on, and then you start doing something, you got to bloody take all your layers off. Alright guys, why have I dropped the prickle chain up here? Well, I'll try and give you guys a bit of a backstory. 2022, epic wheat crop in here. Now, we harvested it really high because we've got a lot of ryegrass problems in here. This last year, 2023, it stayed out of crop, and we just left this paddock fallow, and all that stubble sat in here, and I'll show you exactly what's happened to it. But basically, I've got to put we're going to seed vetch in here, and it's the second paddock that I want to seed. So we're going to have to come and prickle chain it, but I'll show you exactly what we're talking about here. Now, of course, the sheep were in here over winter and they knocked all the stubble over. There was a lot of stubble and it's all ended up in big sort of drifts like this in spots. But there's no way I'm going to get an air seeder through that. So we're going to prickle chain it, and we're going to try and spread it out a little bit before we come in here and seed it. And of course, there's a pile of lime behind me here somewhere as well. That needs to be spread in here. But what I wanted to do, because once we prickle chain it, we're really going to loosen up that top layer of soil. So I wanted to prickle chain it, spread the lime, and then come in here and seed it all in the same day pretty much. Because once it's been seeded, that tends to stop things drifting around. Just having the furrows in the soil, it just seems to break the wind up and it just doesn't seem to drift. So yeah, I was hoping for like a nice calm day coming up here, but I'm going to struggle at the moment because this whole next week is forecast to be really windy. So I don't know how well my plan's going to work out, but yeah, we'll find out. Hopefully we can catch a window somewhere, because this is the second paddock I've got to come in and seed. It is the one of only 2 paddocks that is going to pure vetch this year. So, and what I'm trying to accomplish in here is, because the ryegrass was so bad, we left it fallow last year, sprayed it out, killed all the ryegrass. This year we're going to go to vetch, spray it out really early. That'll return a heap of nitrogen to the soil as well. And then the following year, like next year, we'll put in canola in here. So that'll give us 3 break years more or less. that we've managed to get on top of those ryegrass numbers. We're also spreading some lime out here to help with any pH issues in the soil. Ryegrass loves growing where the soil's acidic, so it's a combined effort. We're doing everything that we can to try and get in front of things. And after I put the camera down, what I thought I should have said is I want to come up here with the spreader, the air seeder and the prickle chain. I want it all here so I can just do the whole lot at once. You know, I don't want to have to be running back, get the prickle chain ready, bring it up here, go back, get the spreader. I want to hook onto the spreader, drag that out here, and have the air seeder up here full of seed ready to go. Prickle chain, spread lime, seed it, bang. All in a day's work. Alright, that auger's set up. I've put the 50 footer in the fertiliser yesterday. I'll just make sure that's going to start again because it's been giving us a little bit of grief lately. So I don't want to come over here with the truck and then it not fire up. So we'll see how we go. She's dead as a doornail. We'll get some jumper leads, fire the truck up, let that build up some air while we come back and get that auger going, and we'll come straight over and fire some fertiliser into it. Plenty of diesel in there. Some people making some comments on my video about the collaboration with the truck, saying the old Merc looks a bit lost out in the wilderness there. I don't know what will happen with the old girl. It's so far away from being roadworthy that it's not worth doing anything with. My guess is it might end up going to the wreckers eventually. We'll see what Dad wants to do with it. I don't know what makes that battery draw down. It's got an isolator on it, but that doesn't seem to make any difference. It still seems to just go flat as it sits there. So anyway, she's going for now. Hopefully it stays going. Alright guys, I just went and grabbed some lunch quickly, which was lovely. I'm going to have to run into town now because we don't have any peat or inoculant for the vetch. So I guess we'll throw a bit of that on. I don't really know how well it works when it's as dry as it is, but we'll put it on and hopefully it'll rain in a week. That's the goal. Alright, inoculant acquired. Let's go fill the air seeder and do some calibrations. I don't know if you guys can see that, peat, or I think it says inoculant there. So this stuff helps. You put this on the seed, vetch, beans, peas, I think, and it helps fix nitrogen back into the soil when it's growing. So that's what we use it for. Got my 3 bags of peat there. I think we need to put in about 2.5 tonne, but we'll put 3 bags in. I've also got a little bag left over from last year, so we'll just tip that in. Right, we're going to get this screen fired up here now and get everything swapped over to vetch and map, and then we're going to run a calibration on it and get everything dialed in the way it needs to be. And it's the same deal every year. I got to remember exactly how to do this. I don't remember any of it. Turn the bin, no, we only want bin 1 on. Product setup, I think that's what we want, so we're going to change that to vetch. Might take a photo of that cow factor and just see if it's going to be similar after we're done. I've got Dad here now, so he might hold the tub up underneath it for me, and it will just that'll speed things up a little bit, but we'll see how we go. Actually, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go back, I'm going to prime those rollers up because they won't have any seed over them. So I'll go back, I'll spin it over, and then we'll come back up here and we'll put it in calibration mode. Alright, we have primed that up, so we'll put it in calibration mode, and then we're just going to go back down there, we'll crank it 50 odd revolutions, and then we weigh how much has come out of the rollers, and we tell the screen how much it's doing per revolution, and then it can automatically adjust the actuators according to how much weight we want to go out. Press enter to start calibration. Alright. Okay, we should be good to go. Get out. Away. So our cow factor was 610, it's 649 now, so it's pretty close. This vetch was harvested off 2022, so it was an exceptionally good year, so I wouldn't be surprised that it's a little bit heavier. But yeah, we'll call that good, and we'll do the fertiliser next. Well, actually, first things first, we've got to finish topping up the vetch, because we can only half fill the bin. That's what simplicity tell you to do, because obviously the more weight in the bin, the faster the product's going to flow out. The lighter, the less product in the bin, the less that's going to flow out. So they tell you to go in the middle and then do your calibration and then finish filling up. So not that much. Yeah, I can fire that back up there. You can keep filling it if you want. I'll just weigh this and tell the screen what it is. Alright guys, everything calibrated up really nicely. Happy with all of that. I thought I'd better chuck a couple of zip ties on this. These camera cables which are just dangling around back here, but I think it's like 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon already, but we are going to go up and get started, so wish me luck. I also had to throw a good 10, maybe 15 litres of oil in the hydraulic reservoir for this, because I pumped up the hydraulic tines and yeah, she was down a little bit, so I did that. We're going to go up, we'll stick this thing in the ground. It's going to take a little bit of fiddling around to get the depth right on it, because I had that depth cylinder off during the off season. It was leaking or let go. So let's do it. So we might just stick this thing in the ground and see exactly where I've got that depth stop set at the moment. That'll give me something to go off for a start before we get out and start checking for actual seed. So, plus, well, I better go do a crank test first and make sure we got seed and fert coming out everywhere. That'll be the first thing. So I just want to look down at the bottom of every seeding boot, make sure we got vetch and fertiliser coming out. Hopefully there won't be any problems unless the mice or something have got in there somewhere during the summer, but we should be good. Seed all looks good down there. Next thing I need to do is I need to remember how to use this John Deere system and get us in the right field and all that sort of thing, but we'll just have to play around here and we'll get it, I'm sure. Got all my rates and everything set right up there. I think barring getting this on the paddock and then checking the depth of the bar, we should be able to get started. Fields and boundaries. I think we want to go Lock Valley. What are we in? V10 East. Alright, we've got an AB line, so that's good. Well, I reckon that's going to be a bit shallow, but we'll hop out and have a look, and we might have to adjust him down a bit. Might crank a bit more pressure into her tines as well, because she is drying hard out here, guys. No doubt about it, guys, it's hard out here. I think we'll go down a little bit deeper. We're throwing a bit of seed in the dirt. Bit of sheep tucker. Well, it's been a long day to get to this point, but we're not done yet. So I think I'll pull up now and we'll get out and just see how deep our seed's getting in, make sure we're getting it in the ground. But I tell you what, guys, it is much nicer out there than what it was this morning. Oh, it was just shocking. So it's nice, the wind's died off a little bit. It's a lot nicer afternoon, so yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll knock off a few hectares this evening. We'll see how things pan out. Well, I made some adjustments to the press wheels, just wanted a bit more downforce on them because obviously we're dry seeding and it can be a bit cloddy and a bit hard. So when we finished seeding last year, it was super wet, so we were putting virtually no pressure on the furrows, just enough to just lightly press them. But because it's dry now, everything's hard, I've wound a bit of pressure up on those. I did wind the depth back up just a smidge, so we'll keep going for a little bit and we'll see. We'll jump back out and have another look around, but yeah, look, I think everything should be pretty close now. I left the camera out sitting on the press wheel when I did the last seed check. I was looking for it. I thought I'd lost the damn thing, but when I got it back, she was absolutely coated in dirt. So hopefully everything's working alright still, but yeah, I've done the whole 3.5 hectares, so yeah, things haven't been going all that smooth. But I don't know, when I look at the center section of the bar here on the right hand side, well, when I'm looking at it, my right hand side, it just looks low there. It looks like it's seeding a bit low, and it seems like the furrows are a bit deep there. So I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to get out and make some adjustments there. I guess I'll get out and have another look, but it's just first day of seeding woes. Why, you know, it seemed like it was seeding good at the end of last year, but it just performs so differently in this hard, cloddy soil when it's dry compared to when it's nice and damp and you have a nice wet seed bed. But anyway, it's just the way it goes. We gotta try and make sure we're doing as good a job as possible. So if I gotta get out, I gotta get out again. Sun's going down on the first 5 hectares of seeding. Beautiful. So I'm dealing with a very annoying problem here. I can see clearly from the cab, this section of the bar is sitting lower than almost everywhere else, and I can actually almost see it angle back out that way to that outer depth cylinder there. But when I go and look behind the bar from this middle, like just behind that middle cylinder there, those seeding boots aren't even hardly in the ground. And if you come around here and you look at this hydraulic cylinder, you can clearly see something's not quite right. I can just tell, you won't be able to tell on the camera now, but I can even tell looking at these furrows that they're just scratching the dirt basically. Now if we have a look at this depth cylinder in the middle section on the right hand side, it's getting a bit hard to see, but I can see there's still some shaft there that needs to go up into the cylinder, and it's not. The yoke's screwed in about the same as the other side in the center, and it actually looks like the outer depth hydraulic cylinders are all the way down. And you look at this center section on the right hand side, the left hand side, you can see there's no shaft left to go up in that cylinder. So I don't know why this one here is hanging up a little bit. Obviously I've had them both off during the summer because they were leaking. I don't really know what's going on. They were both adjusted fairly well the same on the top thread. I don't know if I got to wind that thread all the way out to sort it out, but I'm running out of daylight. It just seems a little bit weird, like it was seeding really well last year, and now I got this drama ever since I've had those hydraulic cylinders off. So yeah, don't know. Well folks, I think I'm going to call it a day for now, because there's no point in putting seed in the ground if it's not going in the way you want and at the depth you want and everything's doing what it's supposed to. And I've had a little bit of a play around out here. I don't really see any reason why I need to be adjusting the threaded parts on the top of those cylinders. I don't know if we've got some air in the system somewhere or something goofy is going on there. So I'm going to come back in the morning and approach this when we've got a bit of daylight. So Dad's just going to come pick me up in a minute, but that's probably going to be it for the day, I think. Anyway folks, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for watching the videos. We really do appreciate it. If you want to support the channel or you want to see more videos, just consider liking and subscribing. That really helps us out. You guys have yourselves a good one. Until next time, see ya.